Let's walk through getting started with lone worker and safety culture. When members of your team are working solo, whether off-site, out of earshot, or in high-risk areas, lone worker has their back. It helps them log job activities. Once lone work is started, they can check in with the team and quickly raise an alert if they need help, all while you get real-time visibility to ensure their safety. To set up lone worker, create groups for your team's roles. From there, you can create job types, configure alerts, and then test it out in the mobile app. Let's get started. Before setting up lone worker, you'll need to start by creating groups for your team's roles. Groups make it easy to control who can start certain jobs and who gets alerted in an emergency. Team members can belong to multiple groups. For example, I have a field technicians group that I use to assign jobs to any technicians that perform lone work. Click Create Group to get started. Once you've created a group, head to Lone Worker to create a job type. Job types define the work your team can start and complete. Go to Settings. You'll need the Lone Worker settings permission assigned to view this. Then click Job Types. We'll set the job duration, panic threshold, and check-in requirements based on the level of risk. Click Add Job Type to get started. For this example, I'll create a tower climb job type for my team of field technicians to use. Then add a custom prefix for job numbers. Now set a default job duration. Users can adjust this when starting a job. You also have the option to require a check-in. Depending on the nature of the job, you may want to have your team check in frequently to indicate that they're safe. I'd like my team to check in every 30 minutes. Lastly, set a panic threshold. The amount of time allowed before an alert triggers if a check-in is missed or the job runs over time. For example, with a 10-minute threshold, an alert triggers if they're 10 minutes late to check in. Click Save, and let's move on to alert escalations. Head back to Settings and click Group Escalations. Escalations define which job types a group can work on and who gets notified if something goes wrong. Click Create Escalation. Start by selecting the group this alert escalation applies to. Then click Next. Assign the job types this group can work on. I'll be assigning this tower-related job type to our field technicians. Now set up alert escalations. Alerts can be sent via push notifications, emails, text messages, or calls. Click here to set the first escalation. At a minimum, at least one user must be selected as the contact for the group, so someone will be alerted immediately when something goes wrong. I'll select the person directly responsible for this crew. To receive text and automated call notifications, contacts must add a mobile number to their account. Now that the immediate contact is added, I'll add a backup contact in case the crew's manager misses the alert. I'll set a 10-minute delay for this second escalation. If the first contact doesn't respond and resolve the panic in time, this alert will trigger automatically. Then select the additional contacts. Perfect, the escalation points are set up. Finally, I'll enable automated calls when a panic is triggered so that they can cut through the noise, ensuring contacts don't miss a critical alert. Review your alert escalations and then click Save. Now that everything is set up, it's time to test it out. Let's start a job in the mobile app and see it in action. Once the job type is selected and work is started, the worker will see the time remaining until they need to check in, and the total job time left. They can check in here, extend the job time, and tap Complete once the job is done. If a panic is triggered or the crew is late, the escalation process will start immediately. On the web app, you can see all their activity on your live map and monitor emergencies. Once everything is all clear, the panic alert can be resolved by you or the crew. Now that everything's in place with your lone worker setup, your team is covered, so they can focus on the job, knowing help is always within reach. To learn more about viewing real-time jobs and panic alerts, search View Live Jobs in our Help Center. For this and more on Lone Worker, head to help.safetyculture.com.